When you put the VR glasses, you are with me. You see me and really understand what's happening. People have to see it, and not everyone can come to Israel and see the place. So we get the Nova to your eyes.
Welcome to What Came After. I'm your host, Manya Marcus. On What Came After, we'll take a look at the many ways that people's lives changed on and after the brutal massacre in Israel on October 7th, 2023. We'll be speaking with people in Israel and around the world about how the devastating attack by Hamas has shifted, shaped, and changed them. To learn more about our podcast, please visit us at whatcameafter.com. I'm so honored to welcome Mazal Tazazo and Remo Alhuziyel. Mazal is an Ethiopian Israeli woman who volunteers with at-risk youth. She attended the Nova Festival and was forced to run once the terrorists began their massacre. Terrorists began to kidnap her, then left her for dead. This was only the beginning of her ordeal. Remo, a Bedouin police officer, was providing security at the Nova Festival when it was overrun by more than 300 terrorists. He and his team of 35 additional officers held the terrorists at bay until the IDF arrived many hours later. On October 7th, Remo lost 22 of his colleagues. Remo and Mazal are both part of a project called Survived to Tell, Be the Witness, which recreates their experiences on October 7th using virtual reality technology. Users are able to put on VR goggles and feel as though they, too, are part of this horrible moment in history. Survive to Tell has been transformative for the more than 10,000 people that the project has reached across the globe thus far. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. I want to start by asking both of you how you would have introduced yourselves to me on October 6th. How would you have described who you were, what your lives were like? Can we begin there?
Normal, happy life with the family. Peaceful, positive. Everything was normal, beautiful life.
I think this is a good opportunity for you to tell us where you're from, what community you're from.
I am from the Bedouin community, from the city Rahat. It's the biggest Bedouin city in Israel. My name is Remo Alhuziyel. I'm 37 years old, married with 3 kids. The Bedouin community, it's a very long history.
And a really integral part of Israeli society. And we can talk about that in a little bit. What did you do for work on October 6th? What was your job?
Until today, I am an investigator in the police force in Israel. I'm an investigator for 5 years now. Before that, I work in IT in a few companies. And the next question you will ask is why the change from...
You're doing my job, thank you.
From IT to a police officer, because on 2019 I saw the crime is rising. So I decided I have to do something about that. I'm not going to be Superman or something like that, but in my area, I will do my best as investigator in the police force.
Okay, so there's a history of you trying to rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
Okay, and Mazal, if you and I had met on October 6th and I asked you to tell me about yourself, what would you have said to me?
That I'm a mother, student, and work with boys of risk. Enjoy the life, make come true all my goals.
And what part of Israel do you live in?
Netivot.
Can you describe how far that was from the Nova party? Where is Netivot?
15 minutes between Sderot and Ofakim.
And what community would you say that you're from within Israel?
My parents immigrated from Ethiopia in 1984. I born in Israel in the 1990s, and I grew up all my life in Ashdod. I was here 2 years in Jerusalem. And after that, I moved to Netivot, and I'm there 5 years.
Well, first I should say to people that both of you are involved in the story of the Nova Festival in different ways.
Yeah.
Were you interested in the music? Were you there to work? What brought you to the party?
The music. I'm going to this kind of party like since I was 15. I was in the Nova festival 2 or 3 before the Nova. So I know that it's gonna be a great party.
And Remo, what was your involvement?
Until that day, the 7th October, in the police force, you can get extra money if you go guard a festival or a football game. Until that day, I didn't do once that thing. And on the 6th October in the evening, when I finished my shift in the police station in Segev Shalom, a colleague of mine told me about the Nova party, and she told me, listen, Remo, what do you think about making 1,000 shekel? In the end, she convinced me. She told me, listen, it's 1,000 shekel. You will be there 12 hours. You don't do anything and enjoy the view. And I agree. On the 7th October, 4 o'clock in the morning, I prepare myself. 6:22, I arrive to the area of the party. I park my car next to the temporary police station. And 6:30 it all start. Thousands of rockets. And from there it was a long fight and rescuing in the same time. 15 hours.
You were rescuing and fighting for 15 hours.
Exactly.
What happened after 15 hours?
Finally, I get home. I told my colleague to put me on the road because I want to walk a little bit to process what I have been through that day. And suddenly, from nowhere, it's like my wife has a sixth sense. She came with the car and with the kids and picked me up. It was hard because we didn't speak, only hug and crying. I get home with the family. I see my father, my mother also, my brothers. We all hug. I rest a little bit, maybe 2 hours, and in the morning I put my uniform and go back to work.
What did work look like now?
I have my own M16 with me. I am all the time on alert. When I say a truck, like the terrorist truck, it's all the sense getting high, on a extreme alert all the time.
Like an adrenaline
Yeah,
high.
exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. I lost a lot of friends, police officers, that day. In the Nova property, we were only 36 cops with pistols against maybe 350 terrorists, heavily armed with RPG, AK, snipers, mag. My colleague at work told me in the first month after 7 October that I was like a zombie. Because what happened that day. With training for almost everything, but something like that, extreme, we were not trained for. I don't think anyone was trained for something like that. But I am proud to say that we did our job, even if the chance was very low. From 36 cops, 22 were murdered that day. Early in the morning, a code was launched. The code name is Parash Paleshet. The meaning of that is blocking all the roads, main roads, so terrorists will not continue forward inside Israel. The policemen fight from the morning until the afternoon. The IDF came and helped. They organized and helped.
I just want to clarify that what you're saying is that in all those hours before the IDF actually arrived, which was a shock for people that it took that long, the police throughout the South, they were the only real organized force. The kibbutzim had some armed units, but you guys were the sole barrier between the terrorists getting from the South all the way. The fear was that they could penetrate into major cities.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone have to understand that it was a holiday that day, that many young people from the IDF force and from the police force were at home with the families. On that day, you saw that everyone stood together against the terror. It was not matter if you were a Jew, a Muslim, a Christian, or a Druze. Everyone standing together against that terror. It was like a work of one unit, one team, one group, one family. Even for my city, Bedouin city, many get out to help. Unfortunately, some of them were killed, some of them kidnapped until today. The terrorists didn't care if you're a Jew, a Muslim, a Christian. All they wanted to do is to kill as much as they can, kidnap as much as they can, and make a lot of destruction. They don't present the Islam or the Quran. It's very important to say it. The first citizen victim was a Bedouin woman with hijab. She was pregnant and they didn't care. I shot her multi times. There was another video of a Muslim from Jerusalem that's saying to them that he is a Muslim from Jerusalem. They didn't care. They shoot him.
I want to ask you something right now.
Yeah.
Are you religious?
You can say modern. After what happened, after the 7th October, I was supposed to be dead. Not once or twice, multi times. You can say I believe more.
That was my next question. How has it affected your faith that you believe more strongly now?
I can say yes, because it's like when I looked for a car, it's like God direction that point me to a car, that the door of the driver was open. When I jump in, the switch was on and the fuel was full. And the next 3 hours, my mission was to rescue as many as I can. That's what I did.
Mazal, I want to bring you in here. You explained why you were at the party. I think it might be helpful for people to understand the culture of these parties. What is it about, in addition to the music?
This kind of party is really pure. We go into Kbu'a, how do you say?
Bubble.
Like our place that is only good and happy, and you can see that and you can feel it when you get to this place.
It was a mix.
It was a mix, yes. Every kind of people, like he said, Muslim, Christian, black, white,
Jew.
Everything. And everyone love everyone, except everyone. And it's crazy that it's happened in this place, in the pure place.
I think it's important that people understand what that community is really about. I think pure is a really good word.
Yeah, family.
Remo describes a lot of the most difficult moments of the day for him. Are there things that you want listeners to really know, details about your experience from that day?
Look, because I live in Netivot, is the same area. So when all the rockets start, I don't panic or something. Only said about the party is over. The security guys come and tell us you have to go. So we get our stuff and go. We try to get to the main road and we stuck in the traffic jam. I was with my car and Danielle was with her car in Yochai with her.
Okay, so let us pause for a second. Danielle and Yochai are friends that you went with.
Yeah, I went to the Nova with the two friends, Danielle Cohen and Yochai Bescharia. We tried to get to the main road, to go to my home, and we drive little bit. And the point that we stop is the point that we start to hear gunshot that come from Kibbutz Reim, from this direction. And the party was in the middle, Kibbutz Reim and Kibbutz Be'eri. We try to pass the traffic and go on the land and between the trees, and we stuck. The car cannot move on. This point I moved to the Daniel car because it was bigger. And this moment the gunshot coming closer And we start to hearing saw policemen that fighting, and we in the middle a war, and we get it that they are terrorists. And you still like, okay, they are policemen, terrorists, they kill them, it's gonna be fine. And the gunshots come and be more closer, and it didn't stop. And Yochai get it that all the cars is abandoned cars, is not traffic like we think, and that we need to abandon our car also. And we abandoned our car, and we run to the road with hope that there are more policemen and soldiers or something, but we hide under the cars. And like some point we went to the bushes on side the main road, and they see people with gunshot, and we start to hear the Arabic voices scream. We get it that they really hear. You hear the gunshot really, really close. And we decide to hide. But they found us. They went to the bushes because I sure that saw us from far, like how everybody go to the bushes, because they know that we there. I land with my face to the ground and protect my head. And he hit me with a gun, with the back of the weapon to my head. All my back was blood. And they start to tie my legs with ropes. I know that I need to play dead, so I play dead. They start to talk with each other, and one of them come close to me to check me, and I hold my breath, and he pick up my face, look at me. Then I pull the ropes for my legs. I remember that. After they go, I lose my conscious. I was sure that I'm dying, and I'm like, stuck with God, and I lose my conscious. And I wake up after 2 hours, and the first thing that I do is call my friend named Danielle. And I call her Danielle, but she don't answer. So I get up and I saw she was dead. And I looked to the right side and I saw Yochai also dead. And I wait there in the same position, talking with God again, begging him to make this illusion stop. The gunshot don't stop. The terrorist on the road. I feel someone come close to me and start to look on my body something, and I don't breathe. I was sure it's terrorist. And I have a purse, and he like look something, don't found, and I wait, I don't know, 15 minutes maybe, until I feel like he's someone who's hiding and not a terrorist. And I look up and I saw 22 years old girl that was in the Nova also. She look a phone on me because she don't have battery. She was sure that I'm dead. And she took the phone, it text message to everyone. And the time we wait there and she talk with people, I feel something going on, and I look around and I saw fire. They burn all the bushes. And I wait until the fire come close to me. And when this happened, and it started to be hot, and I ran to the road, I saw car, abandoned car. I don't know if it's open or not, but I prefer to get shot and not burn alive. So I run to the car. I open it, it was open, the terrorists don't see me. And I was in the back seat on the floor like a ball, tiny as I can, was there a blanket. I cover myself and I talk with people in the phone, begging someone take me from here. And around me, in the car, on fire, and the terrorists come close and far and close and far, and every second you feel like you're gonna blow up in the car. And I was there like 2 hours until some angel, Itai Aaroni, opened the car, and I look up and I saw him with a girl that was with me in the bushes. She don't go out like me, she jumped from bush to bush and she survived like that. And in 3 afternoon, the moment that the terrorists go from this point of the road, we drive to a safe place for survivors, like we are full car. They took me to the hospital. I go to do surgery in my hand, and my friend they found after a week because they burn there in the bushes. So it takes some days.
At what point did you both realize that you wanted to share these stories as part of, I don't know if you feel that it's a mission or part of your own recovery? At what point did you decide that telling this horrible, horrible story was something that you wanted and needed to do?
In the first 3 months, I don't talk about it at all. But after that, when I saw that it's not over, 3 months and the war keep going, we have still hostages there, and I decided I have to fight too. I believe that is helping me to process, but the strong goal is to bring back the hostages and the world know that we deal with a group of crazy people. It's not about the Islam, it's not about the Palestinians, it's not about land, it's against sick people. And we have all the evidence, like they do things that the Holocaust don't do, like things that you never heard in the horror movie. I don't know how the world, I don't know, it's crazy.
Remo, what about you? When did you start to think to yourself that you wanted to tell people about this?
In the first month, I didn't want to speak about that with anyone. After 1 month, survivors start looking for me. I start to connect with the survivors I saved that day. And from there it all started. I saw what's going on the TV and what's going on in the world. And for me, it's also a healing process to telling the story about what happened 7 October. So people really realize what we're dealing with. And also that the world will know what happened that day. So for me, it's a mission to speak about 7 October, to show them exactly from first person that was in the battle, in the Nova Party, that saw everything. Terrible things they did to innocent young people, to us. To show the world that they didn't care if you a Jew, Muslim, or a Christian. It's our mission now. And also the most important, the hostages that are still there. I hope very soon that we will get them out, all of them, back to their families.
The next question actually is about your families. You guys are describing a similar time period when you wouldn't talk about what had happened. Your families, how concerned were they? Were they trying to get you to talk? How were they relating to you after this?
Yeah, to my family, I tell the story, but I was in my corner alone, and I was in a Kfar Saba 3 months in the beginning until I came back. to Netivot, to my home. This is the time like I start to talk.
So one thing that we're going to learn as we keep talking is that you guys have done a tremendous amount of travel. And you mentioned you have a child, a son.
Yeah.
How has he felt about all the traveling that you've done to advocate for this really important cause?
He's very proud of me. I lied to him in the beginning. I told him that I get hurt from the ricochet, from the rockets, and like the IDF took me right away to the hospital and everything.
How old is he?
10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a big boy. Before he came back to school and I don't know, in the TikTok and like that, I'm scared that he gonna saw my video or something. So I talk through with him. He's my power.
And Remo, for you, what was it like that first month when you were the zombie? Your colleagues were saying that you were a zombie. Did your family feel the same way?
Yeah, my 11 years old daughter, in that point, she started to be like my protector. She come to me and ask me, "Father, do you need anything to help you with that, to help you with that?" She feel that I was not there. So she start to behave like an adult, to be more with her father. Also my wife, she understand what I've been through that day. And there were tough times, but in the end, the support that I get, that's what helped me.
The project that you're both in now, it's called Survived to Tell. I would love it if you could just tell us how they found you, how you found them. And I think the key thing that I want to kind of amplify here is that it's not just a speaking tour. There is a component of this that involves virtual reality so that people can really experience the individual stories, actually. Strikes me as maybe a little bit more powerful than just hearing the words. So, please tell me.
After a few months, from the 7th October, Nimrod called me. Nimrod Palmach, he's the CEO of the company Israelis. He told me about the project, and I didn't think twice, and I told him, of course, I will join the project. The film we make after my night shift, so I was very tired. The meaning of the VR project is that a person that didn't experience the 7th October will experience that through the VR glasses. And we can see the effect on people. When they put the VR glasses, they choose a character and it's changed them because they understand in what situation we were. If I go and speak about that, people will, okay, speak about that, but they don't experience the 7th October. And the Project VR let the people experience what we have experienced that day. It's very important. You can see that the people that don't like us, Israel, when they put the VR glasses, it's changing the mind because they get, unfortunately, false information. We travel together all over the world, speak about the 7th October, also show true VR what happened. The VR, it's when you put the VR goggle, you see 360 degrees.
So VR is virtual reality.
Exactly, yeah. It's a very powerful tool.
So you see 360 degrees.
Exactly.
You feel like you're in the place. It's not the same, only hear the story. Because people cannot make the picture in the brain. It was crazy. We don't have a chance. People have to know that.
Can you guys describe the process of constructing your program, your video? How did you put that together?
Inside the VR goggle, they used our videos, but also In the field where we were, each one of us, they used the technology with a camera of 360 degrees. In the same time that I speak, you can look around and see everything, what's going on. It's a new technology, something very powerful.
Mazal, for you, you shared videos. Did you have to sit down with people and really describe your experience so that they got the imagery correct? What was the process like for you?
We're going to the place of the Nova, like he said, with the camera, and I'm studying and talk and tell the story. And when you put the VR glasses, you are with me in the films, and you look, you see me and you see all around the place, and you really connect to the story and really understand what's happening, because it's really hard to explain with words. People have to see it, and not everyone can come to Israel and see the place. So we get the Nova to your eyes.
I can imagine why it's important. And you guys have shown this to members of various governments. You've been around the world. I can understand why it's important for people who don't believe to really experience it. Do you think that it's important for people who believe that this happened, who know that it was an atrocity? You think it's equally important for them to experience?
Because when you see that, you can really understand how big it was. It's not how much I talk and how much everybody talk, and only when you see, when your eyes, you can really imagine what's happening in this day, because it was really crazy. I saw many movies and no one makes something like that.
Remo, what about you? Do you think it's equally important for people who believe that it was terrible to see it?
I think yes, because a person that was not in the area of the party or in the area of Be'eri or Reim will not really understand what we have been through. If I speak with Mazal, she will understand me. But if I will speak to a person that never was in the Nova party, it's not the same. He will not feel the same thing. Yeah.
Have your families seen it? Have they wanted to?
I show it to my wife, and then my daughter pushed me to show her also. In the end, I showed her. After she and my wife saw the VR, they come and hug me. So, 11 years old daughter that want to see the VR, what father has been through. In the beginning, I didn't want to show her, but she deserved to know exactly what happened that day with me. Yeah.
Mazal, what about you? Have your family watched it?
Yeah, my parents, my uncles, friends.
Do you feel that it's helpful in regaining a connection, that people in your life understand it?
Yeah. You see that even people like my family is important to see. So people that never been or never lost someone, this is like a tool to connect, really understand. All the world have to know. Wake up, because it's gonna be over all the world. We see what's happened in Paris, in the protests, and we see what's happened in New York, and we see all the flags of American flags they burn. I don't know why people wait to wake up, but
I think there might be this idea that this was the start of a war, right? Like people came in and they did this, and that's how they started the war, the resistance. It sounds like you really feel that in understanding that they were coming after completely innocent people who were completely defenseless, who were really there in this very pure way.
Yeah.
That's not the start to a war.
No.
That's something else.
It's something else. This is a genocide. What they trying to do is a genocide. What's happened in Gaza is people that dying because they are victim, because it's a war, and we have victim too. But the war see the difference of the numbers, and like why Israel don't die like Gaza? we need to be sorry about that. We protect ourselves, that we have shelters and we have Kippah Barzel and we have alarm and, everything to protect themselves. No soldiers and no army put weapons in civilians' houses here in Israel. They go far from places that live civilians, all the bases and like that, to protect them. But in Gaza is different. They use them to be there, protect. They use their houses, the hospital, and after that they scream on us, why you bomb hospital? We bomb hospital because in the hospital the terrorists put all their weapon, and from the hospital they send rockets to Israel. And when they send 15 rockets to Israel and we trying to stop the rockets and nobody die here, and we throw back to them and they die there. So people like, you do a genocide. No, we protect ourselves. I want to be safe. We don't have problem with nobody. He is a Muslim. I am a Jew. I am a black Jew. It's very hard to me that the world, I don't know if they no want to see or if, I don't know what's happening because it's clear.
So, Remo, a lot of the conversation about this focuses on anti-Semitism in the world, but you're not Jewish. What do you think is happening? And how do you feel about what people say about your country?
People all over the world get false information from the media. You see what's going on in the world. What I think is, if they come to here, to Israel, to the Nova Party, and see with their own eyes what happened that day, it will change them. And also put the VR,
The goggles.
the goggles. Exactly. It changed many people all over the world. Where we have been, it's changed also in the parliament in London. It changed a lot of, it has effect.
It sounds like it creates kind of this radical empathy. Like when someone shares this experience with you, even if it's, through the technology, they can't really go back to not knowing. When you guys were in London and you were with politicians, what did you see? How did they transform after experiencing your experiences? Okay, just for the record, Remo is smiling.
No, because I remember a situation when a parliament told us that he can give us 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that. And then I looked at Nimrod. I told Nimrod, listen, don't speak. Put on him the VR goggle. He put on him the VR goggle, and then he stayed with us 1 hour, almost 1 hour.
Okay, that explains it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you were told by some political official that you could have 5 minutes of his time.
Exactly.
And Nimrod, who is the founder of this project, right, wasn't quite sure what to do. And you said, just let him start. And he couldn't stop.
Yeah, it's also what happened in New York. Same thing. No, I don't think that was a politic. It was someone young. Same thing. Give us 5 minutes. In the end, sit with us for 1 hour. So it's showing how it's affecting the people and showing the truth about what happened on 7 October, not what he get in the media.
Because the media is look like is a war and then Jews and Palestinians and about land or something. When you really get to understand the story, you get it that is your problem too. Because it's not only that we need help to be safe, is you need to be with us in this war because you're not safe also. Because these people want to kill everyone
who is unlike,
if they're not like them.
Right.
You would have to know.
Does it make you feel good when you see that people's perspectives change?
Yeah, it's hope. His hope for me that is only about time and everybody gonna open their eyes and get it that this war is everybody war.
So let's talk for a second about the connection between the two of you,
Yeah.
which I only met you an hour ago, but I can see that it's strong.
Yeah.
I should mention that before I really understood how this process worked with the goggles or the virtual reality, I asked you to explain it, and I think, Mazal, you showed me a video. In the video, you guys are experiencing each other's experiences. So that's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
There's another story that I would love for you guys to tell where, it turns out that there's another connection that you didn't realize. But tell me how your relationship has evolved.
It started with Millet. Is one of the girls that
She's another speaker.
yeah, she talked to me and tell me about this project. I said, of course. I talked with Nimrod and how do you say? We flew to that.
You hit the ground running.
Yeah. We travel and we go, like we said, in London and Australia. And the time that we were in Australia, asked Remo to show me where exactly he was in the map. And he showed me the point that he was, and I was there too. And I told them I was there too, what the time that was there. And he told me the time. And oh my God, I have video from this time. I was there. And there,
Few meters from me.
and you heard the policemen that fighting and screaming, like shoot from the left and shoot from the right.
Trying to guide each other.
Yeah, and we hiding under the cars. It was shocked because it's like, oh my God, it's me.
It make our connection stronger.
Yeah, because now I know that he saved me also. And what can I say,
It's pretty special.
Yeah.
Remo, what about you? What was that moment in Australia like where you realized, oh, this is somebody I actually saved?
Maybe before that 3 or 4 months we were together and
Yeah.
we never
Talk about it.
talk about that. And then when she asked me about where I was exactly in the time, and I told her, I realized she was next to me after she showed me the video. Emotionally, it was, wow, strong.
So it sounds like this virtual reality thing not only has the ability to bring people who weren't there close to the experience, but it has the ability to bring people who were there closer to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think about this expression we have in English, like you're born alone and you die alone. And I kind of imagine that you go through terror alone,
Yeah.
And it sounds like you guys are now connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it like when you come back to Israel from your travels and there is just more war? We're sitting here, we're hearing what's going on in the north. You guys live in the south still. You guys, I'm sure, have had rockets and been in the safe rooms. It doesn't end, right, on the 7th. When you're back here and the war just goes on, how is that for you? Does it make you want to leave? Do you want to be on the road? How is it all happening for you in real time?
It's crazy. It's, like you said, you came back to the same war. I hear all the booms of the Gaza Strip, so I don't know, it's really hard. I was now 2 weeks in LA in the Nova exhibition. I was there 2 weeks and this was very hard. Wow, it was very hard. And still there you feel more safe. And when I come back to here, it's come back to the war. But this is my home. And I don't want to leave. I want to live here all my life and my son and, all the future
generations.
Yeah.
Remo, how would you answer that question about the war continuing and staying here?
I'm a police officer, so my mission is to protect and serve. When I'm traveling all over the world, I see that everyone are in a a mood of relax. They don't have the war that we have. I'm glad that I'm going back to Israel, to my land, to my people. It's something that it's hard to express. Each time I come back to Israel, it's like, even if we have war, it's something positive that I'm back to our country, to our people. No one's like war, but we have to defend ourselves. Don't have any other option. I wish people to come to Israel to see what's going on, so they will realize that it's a beautiful country, but they need to understand that we have to protect ourselves for what's going on. We cannot sit down and
Wait to die.
exactly.
This is what I want. That we sit and wait to die.
When you say that they want us to sit and wait to die, that's a literal situation that you were in. You were waiting to die. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not an expression for you. That was a reality for you.
No. Yeah.
On 7th of October, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In reality.
So let's talk for just a second about how you guys got here. You guys drove together? And when I spoke to a woman at Survive to Tell, I said I really haven't done interviews with more than one person. I don't know if I can do it. And she said it was really important to you that you come in together. Mazal, can you explain why it is that you want Remo and maybe particularly some of your fears in Jerusalem? I think it's helpful for people to know how far the shadow is from the 7th.
Like I said, I live here in Jerusalem 2 years, and I love this city. I have Arab friends here. And after the 7th of October, every people that only look Arab is like panic attack, and I wanna escape every day, all day, and you only think about survived. All the world know. They said that we do apartheid, and Jerusalem is like Arab and Jew.
Apartheid, yes.
Apartheid. And it's crazy. Jerusalem is half Jew and half Muslim people, and this fact makes me scared to come to this place, to come to this area. Before I know Remo, I was scared to go to Beersheba because Beersheba is Muslim people too. But after I know Remo, is make me feel like more confident, relieved to know it's not about Islam. Like, okay, you can breathe, it's not about Islam, because after this day and all the videos in Gaza, all the civilians that, like celebrating, like you said, wow, everyone that is Muslim want to kill the Jews. And I was happy to know that is not true. This is a group of people that use the Islam to justify the action. Use the Quran, use the name of God. No, they called Allah Akbar and rape. So it's crazy. And to get to Jerusalem, to interview or something, I don't do it. Period. But Remo talked to me, don't worry, it's gonna be fine. I'm with you. I say, okay, Remo is with me. And I go. It's like, if Remo go, I'm coming. If Remo don't go, I'm not coming.
So, like, the person who rescued you and the person who makes you feel safe right now is the person who could represent the things that scare you.
Because I know his soul. I know him.
Yeah.
Person that Arab, I don't know him. And he could talk with his wife in the phone. And my brain like, he wants to kill me. You need to run. Every person that only look, because I don't know. I don't know if you support Hamas or not support Hamas. I need to learn Arabic because I don't understand the language. If I understand, is less scared, because like I said, people can talk about, the kids, and I think about bomb and
Yeah, I have also my triggers. A truck. When I see a truck, a white truck, like the terrorist, it's something that make my
Blood pressure
adrenaline,
rise.
blood pressure, everything rise
Yeah.
up.
wow.
I'm on a full alert at that point until I see who is the person inside that truck.
Yeah.
Before 3 weeks, there was a man with a blue bag in Tel Aviv that exploded. Before 1 week ago, I was in Beersheba, and then I saw a man standing with almost the same bag, blue bag. He's watching. He's going forward and back, and I was on an extreme alert. I was not relaxed until he put his hand inside the bag and put out a laptop. Then I was relaxed that he's not a terrorist coming to do something.
Yeah.
But it's something that we will have to handle the rest of our life. We will do our best.
We're trying to do our best. We do it with therapists and we talk with people. We know that not all the
Not everyone
Never
who
mind.
speaks Arabic is not
is a
trying
terrorist.
to kill you. Right. How does it make you feel about the language? Like to know that it's become this thing for a lot of people that's really frightening.
I remember in one of the rescues, when I speak in Arabic on the phone, one of the survivors was panicked. In that point, I realized that the terrorists put on themselves the uniform of the murdered
IDF.
police officers. Police
Okay.
officers.
Mhm.
And from that point, I didn't speak anymore Arabic. I think for everyone, it's important to learn the language.
Yeah.
Because here in Israel, you have 2.5 million Muslims, neighbors, living next to each other. I think it's important to learn the language. Yeah.
Okay, so here's my idea.
Yeah.
You learn Arabic and you buy a white truck.
White truck.
If you are the owner of a white truck, you'll
Maybe
start
I
to feel a little differently about it. That's my
I hope.
prescription.
That's a good idea. I will maybe do it.
Maybe. You guys, thank you so much for coming. I know it wasn't easy and I really appreciate it.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you so much.
I feel it rolling down the ecstasy. Caught in a flame, release this name off of me. Key to the chamber, we hang our identity. Frost and the cold's are not warming me no more. I've fanned the flames with the hands of a man so insane with that love in the aim. Till the fire dies, we'll be holding hands. Whoa, we are the bones of this land. We're caught in flame, we're broken and lame. We're holding and save us from our own hands. this hiding place, smiling faces behind cages. We'll be unknown, no more lessons learned and borders burned. And for this desolation, all we know is vacant. When the earth is shaking, can't take another statement. No self-resentment, we break in men. Oh, falling friend was when we fled the siren sound. Watched you descend to hollow ground, and we were left in sorrow. And oh, keep a flame on, brother. Adorn the king with your song and journey on till the fire dies. We'll be holding hands. Whoa, we are the bones of this land. We're caught in a flame. We're broken and lame. We're holding and save us. Won't you save us? Won't you save us till the fire dies? We'll be holding hands. Oh, we are the bones of this land. We're caught in a flame. We're broken and lame. We're holding and save us. Won't you save us? Won't you save us? Let's see you guys one last time. Only now do I see the enormity. Seek out a way back home and hold up failings to the light.
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please rate, review, and subscribe to What Came After wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us online at whatcameafter.com.